Bhagavate Vasudevaya Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamutiraye. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute. Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Thank you Vrajpran Prabhu, and thanks to all the devotees who have joined this virtual satsang. So it's a plan that for a couple of days devotees will get into that mood of Vrindavan. It is a unique feeling. I don't know how many of you have exactly experienced that feeling. Once you come back after Vrindavan Yatra, back to your home, back to your routine, we automatically feel completely out of place. We don't get adjusted to that situation at all, because influence of Vrindavan Dham is so high and very purifying. In my personal experience, I have seen many people take up Krishna consciousness very seriously after going to Vrindavan especially. There's a lot of change. Even from Mathura Desh, when we went first time to Vrindavan, I think 2011, that our Prabhuji, Bangal, Bangal family. Prabhuji's family was very new, and I think they brought their parents also, something like that. I don't remember. And, very new. And, I saw Sucharu Prabhu's Mataji, she was very fresh. I forgot Mataji's name, Diksha name. Sucharu Prabhu's Mataji was complaining at many places, Then amazing influence this holy place have got. Now they are talking about Vrindavan to other people, So they became the promoters of Vrindavan. So there are a lot of, many, not only from Mathura Desh Yatra, from so many yatras we have seen, there's a complete transformation takes place when they go to Vrindavan. Because I don't know what qualification we have to enter Vrindavan, because Vrindavan is completely under Radharani's domain. You will be surprised to know even Lord Shiva was not allowed inside Vrindavan. Lord Shiva, he tried a lot to enter Vrindavan, and every time he came, the gopis very respectfully denied entry to Lord Shiva. They will say so many lame excuses, different kinds of excuse, and they will somehow stop Lord Shiva. And Lord Shiva was like wondering, is there any place in this 14 planetary system which I cannot enter? and they very politely, smilingly, they will say no to Lord Shiva. The amazing thing is, Shiva was not given entry, Yamaraj was not given entry. Yamaraj also failed. He tried a lot to go to, Vrindavan, and Yamaraj was also denied. He could not go. Then the height of it is, Lakshmi Devi was denied. She was like devastated. She was completely disturbed. You see, the 16,108 queens of Krishna had never visited Vrindavan. They were not given a free entry inside Vrindavan. Rukmini had never been to Vrindavan. Satyabhama, Jambavati, none of, Lakshmi was not allowed inside Vrindavan. And once Lakshmi felt very bad. She wanted to witness Rasalila because all the Devatas speak so high about Rasalila. So Lakshmi wanted to see what is Rasalila, and she went there and she was denied entry. She was sent back and she was like completely disturbed, and she went and complained to Narayana. Is there any place in this 14 planetary system where I can't step in? What is this Vrindavan? What is so special about Vrindavan? And Narayana, as though he has 1,000 heads, he started speaking the glories of Vrindavan. He says, only by Radharani's pure mercy, anybody can step inside Vrindavan. Even Krishna is under the control of Radharani. So this is a place where Lord Shiva could not enter. Brahma could not enter properly. Yamaraj could not enter. Queens could not enter. Lakshmi, no. And imagine we had been to those places. So that doesn't mean we are more qualified than all these great personalities. It is the causeless mercy of Srila Prabhupada. Prabhupada smiled at us and we could enter Vrindavan. And many of the devotees who are in this satsang would have gone to Vrindavan. Simply, it is not the flight ticket that has taken you to Vrindavan. It is not your money. It is not your, capacity, strength or talent. It is simply the causeless mercy of Radharani, because things completely function in a different domain in Vrindavan. Okay? And there are many places in the list. So, even though I gave a different sequence to Vrajpran Prabhu, we would like to start with Ter Kadamba. I am sure many of you would have gone to Ter Kadamba. Very, very beautiful place. The place is completely under the control of Radharani. The Kadamba tree, there is a very nice significance why this name is given. Kadamba, this place, very beautiful. When Rupa Goswami was sitting under a Kadamba tree and he was writing Lalita Madhava and Vidagdha Madhava, these two books were composed in this place. So Rupa Goswami was sitting under a Kadamba tree and he was writing the beautiful Leelas of Srimati Radharani. Sometimes the tree was crying. Within moment, the tree was shedding her leaves, and when she becomes happy reading that thing, the palm leaf, the tree will blossom fresh tender leaves. Again she will shed off the leaves. Again, she will come up with the fresh leaves. Again shed off the leaves. Again come up with the fresh leaves. The whole miraculous thing was going on, and Rupa Goswami was not at all aware of it. and he was continuously writing. Such an emotional place is Ter Kadamba. So one day, his elder brother, these two brothers, amazing, their journey. From prime minister to saint they became. They were prime ministers of Nawab Hussain Shah. From that post, from prime minister's post, they became saints in Vrindavan. And Rupa Goswami used to be in that area, and he used to chant Krishna's name continuously on his beads, and he used to forget about his food and his sleep. I am sure none of us will forget our dinner, lunch, or we will never forget to sleep. Automatically at the right time we will fall drowsy, the eyelids will close. But Rupa Goswami forgot his sleep, forgot his food, and continuously he was chanting and writing, and tears were coming from his eyes. He was perspiring. Sometimes he will, with both the arms raised up in sky, he will scream Krishna's name and run in that place, roll on the ground. And one day, Sanatana Goswami came there to see Rupa Goswami. And Sanatana Goswami was taken aback because Rupa Goswami was sitting on the hot sun and he was chanting Krishna's name, completely forgot the external consciousness. And so Sanatana Goswami found Radharani is holding her veil on top of Rupa Goswami so that the sun will not fall on him. And Radharani is just 8-year-old girl, beautiful girl. Her eternal form, her eternal age is she is 8-year-old and Krishna is 10-year-old. That is their eternal age. So this 8-year-old tender, glowing, golden girl holding her veil, and nobody knows for how long she was standing there. Then Sanatana Goswami was deeply disturbed. He came running there and told, "What are you doing? We are supposed to serve Krishna out of love. That is why Mahaprabhu had sent us to Vrindavan. But you are making Radharani serve you." And made Rupa Goswami understand. Actually, Rupa Goswami was not at all attached to anything in this world. We also very politely act in a humble way. We show a different picture. But Rupa Goswami was really humble. He became so uncomfortable to make a shelter for himself. We build houses and we feel proud about building houses. And we take pride in announcing that to other people. This is my 3rd house in Hyderabad. This is my 4th house in Bangalore. This is the 5th flat which I bought in Mumbai. We take pride. But Rupa Goswami was feeling so uncomfortable to have a shelter for his own. Then Sanatana Goswami chastised him, scolded him. And finally, they made a simple hut. And Rupa Goswami was thinking that was luxurious for him. The tiny hut was a luxurious thing for Rupa Goswami. Even then, he used to sit outside and chant. He is not taking that shelter. And that place is this beautiful Ter Kadamba. And you can see, I went there last year and the trees started touching the ground. It's amazing kunja. The tree is not growing up and it's coming down. Yes, you see in the picture. Now they have painted these pillars. Can we go back to that picture, that pillar picture? So now they have painted these pillars so beautifully, and the pillars are holding that kunja from falling to the ground. If these pillars are not there, the tree will lie on the ground. It's a beautiful kunja, And all these tree is called Pilu tree. Pilu has got a beautiful fruit, very tasty fruit. Pilu tree. So this is the place where